Hey friends, welcome back to Hot News. It's hump day. Guess what day? I'm not making that joke 2 weeks in a row, even though I already did. Anyways, I'm a little bit flustered because my son just got diagnosed with measles. Yeah, he's vaccinated. Yeah, herd immunity is kind of necessary for kids that are like him, who are high risk and have a really bad immune system due to his other rare disease that he has, which also could help explain why he's been having over 300 seizures per day. So that's great. I know a lot of you guys like to recommend CBD and keto. We literally can't do those things without either killing his liver or killing him entirely because of other complications that he has from his diseases. So yeah, thank you for your suggestions. I'm moving on into the hot news, which is just as bizarre as my son getting measles, and that is KFC has a dating simulator. Yes, I will say that again. There is an officially licensed Colonel Sanders dating simulator. Reece, tell us what it's called.
I love you, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. That hurts me.
I look at this and I think, wow, dang, the artwork on here is like top level weeb. Like it is, this is not what I expect. This is what happens when you have companies act like people on social media, and then your Colonel Sanders, who is supposed to be making fried chicken, is now serving up a hot dose of love. Gosh dang it.
Meet Greendale's newest student, Subway.
Are you gonna pick up this game? It releases on Steam September 24th. You can add it to your wish list now. There's a lot to it. You have 9 lovable characters, multiple hours of playthrough, dateable Colonel Sanders, a secret ending, secret recipes, cooking battles, battle battles, earn a degree from a fictionary culinary school, 11 herbs and spices, cute miniature food, and officially created by KFC. What reality?
The fact that it's official is just, I didn't think something like this would ever exist.
Yeah, when I first saw this news, I assumed it was parody, but no. There's a gosh dang KFC dating simulator so you can serve up a heaping fried love of love.
You may call me Sanders.
All right, and then let's go ahead and talk about some a little bit more weird KFC news. On top of that, they are promising a Rainbow Six Siege event the day before their dating simulator comes out on September 23rd with cash and chicken to be won. KFC just deciding we ain't about chicken life anymore. We about that people life. We love you. Stop it, KFC. Nobody wants this. And then another thing that I'm not sure anybody was calling for, but now exists, that's Civ 6, Civilization 6, now has a 12-player Battle Royale mode called Red Death. So in case you like Civilization games, turn-based strategy, plus the thrill of having Battle Royale elements where like a circle is enclosing on you, this is for you, you strange person you. You're probably also gonna pick up the KFC game, aren't you? I don't think they're the same target market. Okay, well, speaking of target market, yesterday, Gamestop unveiled a ton of bad news regarding the company, but plans to fix it around. So we're gonna throw it on over to Reece to give us the skinny about what's going on with GameStop.
I mean, it's no secret really that GameStop's kind of been on a downward trend for the last couple of years now. They just kind of lost touch. And now their Q2 earnings came out. $415 million loss.
Yikes! That's not as much as Tesla, but that's still a bad thing.
It's still a bad thing, but they've got their GameStop reboot 4-stage plan that they're gonna attempt now. It honestly seems like a bunch of marketing buzzwords that they've put together for a group of businessmen, and all the businessmen are just like,
we understand gamers so well. Okay, give us the 4 pillars.
Basically, they want to optimize the core side of the business. They want to restructure management, spending, basically a full overhaul because it's not working. And yeah, they want to become the social and cultural hub of gaming. How they're going to do that, they have not even like remotely touched on. It's just like, we need to be this.
On top of that, they're also closing down between 180 and 200 stores this year worldwide. So GameStop, they were never the cultural hub for gaming. The internet is that. I'm not going to, they're gonna have to put up signs to tell people to shower if they want gamers come into their physical locations. And then okay, let's spitball this one, Reece. So for Gaming Hub, one would assume you're not going there for a LAN, unless they're gonna start building LAN centers. Then it turns into trading card games and tabletop games. which you go to local comic shops for.
I don't see anyone going to GameStop for this, like specifically.
And then let's talk about, there's some Apple news coming out. First off is a Dark Souls clone is coming to iOS, iPhone, and iPad. It's called Pascal's Wager. It's supposed to be something that looks like it's from Software, but it's a mobile-first attempt. But then on top of that, with the iPhone launch that happened yesterday, we also got some brand new news about the Apple Arcade, which, in case you're not familiar, is basically a streaming service for video games to your iPhone. And it's what we want Google Stadia to be, but it's not what Google Stadia is. Anyways, it's neither here nor there. We got some new updates. One, the pricing is going to be $5 a month if you're in the US. There's other regional pricing such as £4 or $7 Australian, depending on where you're located. And then secondly, it's going to be launching on September 19th. So a week from tomorrow, you'll be able to get your hands on all of these streaming access games. You pay the $5 a month and you get access to games from hundreds of different developers. Reece, who's popping out some games on there?
Basically, it looks like Capcom, Giant Squid, Clay Entertainment, Konami, Lego, Sega. It's a whole bunch of big names, but there's no real AAA titles yet. But I feel like they're trying to actually bring in those developers too. It's like, hey.
Okay, well, it's going to be there for big names, as well as there's going to have indie developers on there as well. But in case you want to game stream your phone stuff, do that $5 a month. And then obviously we talked about in yesterday's hot news about how Google announced its Play game crap as well. So you're gonna have it on both devices. Then let's talk about Final Fantasy VII, because the Japanese website for the Final Fantasy VII Remake actually put a countdown on their website for the next trailer that they're going to be launching in just under a week as of the time of recording this hot news. So in case you want more Final Fantasy VII Remake news, which, I mean, we already have the release date, we're kind of just looking at more gameplay, hopefully, and no spoilers, because I don't want that 20-plus-year-old game spoiled for me. Anyways, wait, is this hours? No, it's in 3 hours. What the heck? I read that wrong. It's going to be out before this hot news episode is even out. Anyways, the trailer's coming out soon. Then let's talk about Apex Legends and Respawn, because they have announced that they are going to be working on anti-cheat plans, which they're talking about how there's tons of cheaters in their game. Obviously, Apex has fallen off the popularity map, and Respawn hasn't been reacting to criticism all that well, but they said that they're going to potentially implement things such as two-factor authentication for potential horrendous users and try some other means of curbing cheating in the game, as well as doing something that I don't understand, but that's the free-to-play game that's on EA Origin Store is now getting a physical release for the PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Not only will you have the game, but then you'll also get a little model with it. I guess it's okay, but this feels like that's something that should launch with the game, not in its twilight of popularity. And then, in case you play Red Dead Online, Reece, have you played Red Dead Online? Is it good? Do you like it?
It sucks.
Okay, well, apparently they're getting new content, which is Frontier Pursuits. That is now live, so in case you're interested in Red Dead Online, maybe it's just gonna take time to snowball, kind of like GTA Online did. I mean, it wasn't popular when GTA 5 launched, but now it's the biggest cash cow that they have, so we can see where that developed. And then, in a game that I didn't even know was getting a sequel, but it's also launching this month, The Surge 2 got a new cinematic story trailer. It's basically no gameplay, but you get to understand more of what's happening in Surge 2. It's coming out on September 24th. I didn't even think the first game was popular. Why is it? I didn't even know it was getting a sequel. And then in something that makes me happy, okay? Surge 2, kind of don't care if anybody cares. Persona 5, I love that game to bits and pieces so much. Persona 5 Royal just got a brand new cinematic that came out. It's launching in Japan on Halloween, October 31st, and then springtime 2020 for us pleb Europeans, or Westerners rather, as it's called. So I'm excited. It's a good video. I love it so much. I really love Persona. It's basically one of my top RPGs of all time. And then for people who play Control, which is the biggest game that I've heard of that I'm never sure if somebody's saying they like it because they actually like it, or if because it's an ad by NVIDIA, because NVIDIA is really pushing it for ray tracing. Anyways, their September patch will hopefully be rectifying a lot of the performance issues that it's been experiencing on the variety of platforms that it launched on. I've heard good word of mouth, but I'm not sure if I can trust it. But apparently sales did pick up after launch because of good word of mouth, so it looks like sales are correlating with what I'm hearing. But gosh dang it, NVIDIA, stop pushing this game so hard. Please. Speaking of not pushing games hard, Disney acquired Fox, and now they're dropping a studio. Reece, give us the lowdown on dropping the studio FoxNext.
Yeah, basically Disney is noping out of games left, right, and center. I think they're just gonna focus on Disney Plus, all those kind of things, so games are just gone. So they're selling FoxNext. Basically, they were developing Marvel Strike Force, which was a mobile game. Did all right. I mean, like $150 million in its first year. That's not bad for a mobile game, but now Disney is just selling everything. Propaganda Games is gone. Junction Point Studios, they're just shutting these game studios and getting out of the market entirely.
Dang, okay. And they also shut down Disney Infinity a while ago as well.
Yeah.
So it does seem like Disney's just kind of prioritizing film, TV, and rebooting everything or remaking everything that they possibly can. So, okay, and then we talked about yesterday with Sea of Thieves, there was the announcement where there was a monkey on some dude's shoulder. He vomited, as well as apparently pooed. I didn't catch that part. He pooed and vomited on the dude's shoulder. Well, the developers have confirmed that he's okay. He just had some food stuck. Everything's all right. Just, the monkey's in a good place. And then Games World of Warcraft Twitch viewership is up 84% from August. Obviously, this is majorly due to WoW Classic and partially potentially due to the fact that Ninja decided to leave Twitch and go to Mixer, which allowed other stars to kind of rise up and allowed one of the most popular World of Warcraft streamers, Asmongold, he came back and topped Tfue, who was the most popular streamer in terms of concurrent viewer when Classic launched. So it looks like it's doing pretty good, 84% increase, which I'm sure a lot of August's traffic was people getting ready to play Classic. So like if we look at it on a net from like the beginning of the year, I'm sure it's up even higher. And then let's talk about something. Reece, tell me, dear heavens, what the heck am I looking at right now?
It looks like they're vacuuming the lady's eyes up.
Oh my gosh, this is a patent from Nintendo for what apparently is a VR headset, or what people are expecting is the Labo 2, however you want to pronounce it. It legitimately looks like she's sticking her face in a socket and it's just ripping everything off. And then, Reece, you play Destiny a lot, right? Well, there's apparently some Destiny 2 news as well because the developers did interviews, is that right?
Yeah, no, Luke Smith, he's the director of Destiny and Bungie and all that. He sat down with the guys at Kind of Funny, just for like an in-depth thing about Destiny's future, as well as some things about, the past. He gave out a bunch of new information detailing the new Armor 2.0 update that they're going. For Shadowkeep now, that releases October 1st, which is the new expansion. They're completely overhauling the armor system, and Bungie's kind of freaking out, and people are kind of freaking out because no one knows how this is gonna go. Gamers don't like change.
But it does seem like Bungie has the gamers' best interests in heart.
Yeah, this is the first big update since they dropped Activision. But then Luke Smith basically said there's not going to be a weapons 2.0 that drops with this, because basically they did the weapons overhaul with the last update, and it was kind of a silent update. And
here is the last article of the day. Train Simulator 2020 gets some new trailers to show off the fact that you can simulate trains. I want to end this episode of Hot News, because I can't even say episode correctly. Thank you so much for watching this one. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Get subscribed to stay up to date on all of our news, as well as more Reece face. And let us know if you love him, because I love him. And everybody who's telling me to get rid of him, I say nay, okay? Reece is an important part of this, so you can stick a thumbtack in your heel. I'm out of here. Bye.
Colonel Sanders senpai. Ooh, ooh, ooh.